We're known as a nation of animal lovers, but the image hides the fact that calls to the Scottish SPCA are rising rapidly. Each year, the charity saves thousands of domestic pets, horses and farm animals, and wildlife. And throughout this series of Animal 999, they're giving us access all areas to find out how they do it. Coming up, a bird's in a flap up this chimney.
I know, pal. I know.
And Inspector Billy talks the hind legs off a donkey.
It's not so much that they're overgrown and turned up, but they are narrowed.
It's 10 in the morning in Blackburn, West Lothian. Animal Rescue Officer Connie O'Neill's been called to an emergency.
We're on our way to an injured dog that seems to have been hit by a car. It's got an open gash on its leg that sounds quite horrendous, actually. So it's quite urgent that we get there as soon as possible. When we get there, I'll check it for a chip just quickly and get it to the vets and see if it can be treated and hopefully reunite it with its owner.
She was just lying out behind the car and my husband noticed the blood up there and we came out and looked at her, so she was injured and immediately phoned SPCA and tried to make her comfortable.
She was lying in the corner, but I didn't think there was anything wrong with her, and went back in, come out, and she was lying here. And that was it.
She looks like a healthy wee dog. She looks well looked at. I bet somebody's missing her. And she's friendly, you know.
She's not in the street now.
I don't recognise her.
I've not seen her either.
She's friendly, and so I mean somebody loves her. That's for sure.
The dog's leg has taken a nasty blow, so Connie will need to get it to a vet for urgent treatment as quickly as possible. There are some jobs that nothing can prepare you for. You just have to make it up as you go along. So being creative with your equipment is a must. And you need to use every resource that's available to get to an animal that's trapped. And be brave enough to chase away a protective mother swan or an unwelcome tomcat. The challenge for Animal Rescue Officer Karen Hogg in Aberdeen.
Right, I'm just going to stick this down here so it saves your carpet.
Is to rescue a bird trapped up a chimney.
It was this morning. The cat was sitting behind the chimney and he was looking at something. So I look at the chimney and I could see the bird. But yesterday evening, I heard something and there's a little mess. But I didn't know it was a bird.
The bird sounds like it's very distressed. Karen doesn't want to injure it, so the rescue mission could take a while. We'll be back shortly to find out if Karen's been successful. Horses are a common sight in fields all over Scotland. You don't see as many donkeys, which is why this pair in a paddock in Ayrshire are so eye-catching. The baby is called Sally, and that's her mum, Lily. There's been a complaint that Lily's feet are overgrown. So Senior Inspector Billy Linton's arrived to see if there's any truth to the allegation.
Somebody's phoned in concerned about the donkey's hooves, and it's just to talk to you about that.
That's fine,
You know?
That's not a problem.
How old is the wee one there?
It's just 4 weeks.
Miss Bonnie? Is it okay to take a wee walk over just to
Aye, no problem.
come with you?
Aye.
Sorry, what is your name?
Jean.
Jean. I can see they are a bit narrowed. It's not so much that they're overgrown and turned up, but they are narrowed.
Yes.
They're needing attention.
Yes. At first, the wee one wouldn't come to you at all. It
Right.
just wouldn't come to you. But now I can get her to put her head out through the fence and I can kiss her. And do
Aye, no, she's quite at her. She's feeding away there, quite the thing. She's quite steady.
Oh, she's lovely.
So basically the reason she's not been done yet is because she had the foal, she's had the young one, and you didn't want to distress the
Aye,
mother.
that's right.
That
so-
makes sense. She's not lame,
Oh, God, no.
and she's certainly not lame the way she's walking there.
No.
And
No,
they're not
she's fine.
upturned the way I thought they might have been.
And they're in this field that they'll be getting moved just shortly because
Yeah.
there's not much left in this field. We know our feet's needing done. We know they're needing to be filed back, clipped and filed. We were frightened to bring the farrier in because of the foal. You know, but she was quite protective towards the foal at the beginning. But now the foal is actually moving away from her. So hopefully we'll get them done this week. This wee one, she's just a right wee cutie. A really wee cutie.
Jean and her husband also own some horses, and the farrier will be coming in to file their hooves later in the week. He'll take care of Lily's at the same time.
The feet were as I expected. They are overgrown. They do need attention, but there are reasons why it may not be done immediately. I'm happy with the owner's explanation. I wouldn't like to see the foal deserted by its mother or injured in such a fashion that the foal would have to be taken away. And there are circumstances sometimes where a situation, even though the owner's aware of it, it's maybe not the perfect time to do it, so long as they take farrier's advice or take vet's advice. And you know that the animal's not suffering in any way, and that donkey's not suffering in any way.
So long as Jean gets the farrier to look at Lily's hooves when he's trimming the horse's feet in a couple of days, then Inspector Billy is satisfied there's no case to answer. And mother and daughter can continue to live happily in their paddock. Connie O'Neill's arrived at the vet with the little dog knocked down earlier.
Come on, Dad.
Her injured leg is causing her a lot of pain.
Well, that's a good girl. Good girl. There we go. There we go.
So it's a wee dog that we've sort of found in
Yeah.
a garden that's been...
Yeah, she was in the lady's garden.
Okay, and nobody sort of saw her being hit by a car or anything, we're assuming she has been.
Nobody's seen her being hit by a car. We've just seen her with the wound. She was collapsed behind a car.
Okay.
But
And how's she been with you when you've...
she's
since
wonderful.
Yeah.
She's not...
She's responsive though, she's sort of, if you're speaking to her and
Yeah,
things,
yeah.
she's paying attention
She's quite
to you. and
quiet.
things. She is quiet.
But she is looking up when you talk to her.
Okay. And was she on her feet at all when you found her?
She's not on her feet.
No.
Vet Harry checks to see if there are any internal injuries. Sometimes the liver or spleen are damaged, or there can be a hole in the diaphragm or a ruptured bladder. But there's no obvious tenderness, which means Harry can concentrate on the gash to the dog's leg.
So she's had a major sort of abrasion on that hind leg, so that leg looks as if it's been dragged along the road, and it's removed some of the skin, and it's also removed some of the muscle and the tendons and the ligaments. That's quite a significant injury for this wee dog there.
As the vet said, she's been hit by a car and she's certainly been pulled along a fair bit to get a gash like that in her leg. But she's not in shock. She's a great wee dog. She's not aggressive or anything like that. She's quite a quiet wee thing, so if she's got a chip, that'd be great.
Oh, there we go. We have got a chip, so that's good. So we'll pass that on to reception and see if they can come up with an owner for us and see and let them know what's happened to the wee dog. But we can be fairly positive about this. It's a serious injury, but it's one that will take a lot of dressing changes and maybe a little bit of surgery, but should be able to save the leg, and wee dog should be fine.
That's good news. Now all Connie has to do is track down the dog's owner. When we left Animal Rescue Officer Karen Hogg in Aberdeen, she was trying to free a bird that had got itself stuck in a chimney.
I know, pal. I know.
The bird's certainly not coming quietly. But after a bit of a struggle, Karen manages to release it. It's a young crow. You'd think it would sound a bit more grateful.
So some of these feathers have been damaged, but the problem you've got, if you can see down in the mouth, all the soot, they can inhale that. So this one will have to come back into the centre. We'll get him flushed out.
I'm very happy because I didn't know what I have to do. So now I know that it is in good hands and he could be safe.
Now Karen has the crow out of the house, she's got a chance to examine it more thoroughly. And it might be bad news.
He is a youngster, so he does have a lot of young juvenile feathers. But there is a chance there that he has got white feather. I will have to get that confirmed. If they do have white feather, unfortunately, we do have to break that genetic line. So therefore, they will be put to sleep on grounds where he will never be able to live a normal, healthy life. He won't be able to take flight all that great, so therefore he's put himself into danger.
Karen will take the bird back to the Aberdeen Rescue Centre for a second opinion. It won't be long before we know the crow's fate. Still to come, the hunt continues to find this little dog's home.
We've been phoning round to try and find the owner.
And can Jan Torriman save this pigeon in Paisley?
He's not using this wing here, it's just kind of hanging.
Animal Rescue Officer Connie O'Neill's been trying to find out who owns a dog knocked down earlier in the day. It's got a really bad gash to its leg.
The SPCA has brought in a little dog that's been in a road traffic accident and we're trying to trace the owner. I wonder if you could just check and see if they're registered with you.
The dog is microchipped, and after checking the databases, Connie's made contact with the owner's family.
Oh, that's fantastic then. OK, well, the dog's comfortable at the moment and she's in the vet's care here. Yeah, we know that. Yeah, we've got the chip details and everything. We've been phoning round to try and find the owner. The owner is up here for a funeral and the dog is staying with her relatives, and the dog got out this morning, ran into the road and got hit by a car. So they've been running about trying to find her now. They've been to the funeral and now they're going looking for the dog, and they've been told that it's at the vet's, so they're going to come up within the next hour and see the dog.
The dog's called Maddie, and she's a 5-year-old Patterdale Terrier. Maddie's been given powerful painkillers and antibiotics to fight any infection. Maybe she'll look a bit happier when her owner arrives. Mum Laura and her daughter Christy did their good deed for the day when they found this little fella sitting on a busy street in Paisley.
We were coming along this morning and the dog found the pigeon behind the parking meter and gave it a fright, and we realised its wing was damaged at that point, and then it nearly got knocked down in the street, so we thought we'd better phone.
We went over to the doorway and put the box down, it walked in it, no problem.
Yeah.
It was really easy to get it in. I hope it gets better and it can fly soon.
It's Animal Rescue Officer Jan Torriman's task to get to the bottom of why the pigeon is on the ground.
So it feels like he's not using this wing here, it's just kind of hanging. So I think he's maybe got a little break just in at the joint. He's a little young pigeon, he's just a baby. You can tell because he's got dark eyes. Normally pigeons have got the orange. So he's just he's a fledgling.
We thought he was older because of like the eyes and the beak looks different colours from the other ones.
So he's learning to fly, so he's called a fledgling. So he'll have come out his nest, so he's not a nestling anymore, he'll come out his nest and he'll have come down and he'll be on the ground for anything up to a week. So he'll be pottering about, looking a bit silly, trying to figure out how to fly and use his wings that he's got. So What we'll do is we'll take him into the centre and we'll have a good check over and just make sure that wing, see what's going on with that. We'll take him in to see the vet. Yeah. So you can tell school that you rescued a pigeon, a baby pigeon. Initially he wasn't showing any signs of using the right wing, but I think that might be that he's got an injury to the right wing and he was just reluctant to use it. But now he's starting to use the wing. He's put it out there and was flapping it. So there's some hope. We'll send him to the centre and hopefully he can be fixed.
Thankfully, Jan's optimism was rewarded. The pigeon took a few weeks to recover at the Society's Wildlife Rescue Centre and was then released. Maddie, the 5-year-old Patterdale Terrier knocked down by a car earlier in the day, is about to be reunited with her owners. They've been at a family funeral near Bathgate, but will be leaving soon to drive back to their home in the south of England.
Hiya. Hi. Managed all right?
We've got Maddie, I believe.
Yes, we've got Maddie. Yeah, lovely wee thing she is. She is. She's beautiful.
So Maddie's been sort of in an accident where she was hit by a car when she was on the road, but her injuries don't appear to be life-threatening, but she's got quite a nasty injury to her right hind leg.
Will she go in the car? We'll go.
She'll not be able to really travel. When are you travelling back south?
When Maddie's ready.
Right. Okay. So, what we've still got to do. So, at the moment, she's had painkillers, she's had antibiotics, she's had anti-inflammatories to make her as comfortable as possible. But she's got a deep open wound on her back leg, which is contaminated because it's been scraped across the road.
Myself and my brother tried to run after her, but she was like a bullet. Okay. Yeah. And I walked around for about an hour looking for her, whistling and a shout, and apparently she was hiding behind somebody's car in the garden.
Okay.
It's time to bring in Maddie.
Oh, nice. Little princess.
Yes, baby. Oh, poor thing. Oh.
Now, the front foot's okay. That's bandaged because of the catheter and the drip. Okay.
Oh, you okay?
There's the tail wagging.
You okay, baby?
It's your mum and dad.
Owners Andy and Jean need to give signed permission to continue Maddie's treatment. She might need chest and leg x-rays, and she'll certainly be needing more painkillers and fluids.
I thought she was better than I'd been told she was. I thought the wound itself looked worse than I expected, but her and herself, she looked better. She looked brighter than I thought she'd have been more sorry. As soon as she's ready to go, we'll load her in the motorhome and we'll just take a steady drive down, get there. Take it easy. Local vet will take over the treatment then when we get home. She's a strong little dog, she'll come through it.
Really happy ending for Maddie. The owners have come forward and they're happy with the treatment that she's getting. A lot of aftercare, but she's going home with her owners and she was obviously quite happy to see them when they came in.
2 days later, Andy and Jean returned to the vet and set off on their journey home with Maddie. Hopefully, she'll be back up on her feet again in no time. In Aberdeen, Karen Hoggs rescued a crow that had become trapped up a chimney. But closer inspection shows it might have a condition called white feather, a genetic mutation which means it'll have to be put to sleep. Karen's getting a second opinion from the centre's Chief Inspector John Carroll.
No, I see it's white feather.
Yeah.
It's stress marks across there.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's definitely white feather.
I'm sad. You go through all that work and you kind of think to yourself, yay, got him out. He's just gone, goodness knows how long he's been in down that chimney. So he's went through all that stress and this scary woman coming and putting her hand in and manipulating him out of a chimney, and you think that there's a shot, but there's not. So it's sad.
It's been 5 months since Patterdale Terrier Maddie was knocked down by a car near Bathgate. She suffered a very nasty gash to her right hind leg, and she was going to need regular vet checkups to treat the wound. There's been a real transformation. The skin around the injury has regrown, and Maddie has got all of the movement back.
The whole way through she's been as good as gold. We used to take her up to the vets every other day to get it dressed, and they thought she was amazing. That, you know, they were working on her, she didn't have to put a muzzle on her or anything. You know, she just tail wagging all the time and just, you know, seemed to know that they were trying to help her.
Maddie might eventually suffer from arthritis as a result of the injury, but for now, she's back to being the happy-go-lucky little dog she was before she was knocked down.
The leg's great. You'd think nothing had ever happened to it, apart from a couple of little scars that's on there. But she's not having any trouble with it at all.